Headlines like "What's happening right now is hard to watch" often try to turn a retirement into a tragedy, but the real story of Serena Williams is not one of decline or hidden suffering. It is the transition of one of the greatest athletes of all time into a new phase of life that is very different from professional tennis, but still active, successful, and publicly visible in multiple ways. Serena Williams officially stepped away from professional tennis in 2022 after announcing that she was evolving away from the sport. That moment marked the end of a historic career that transformed women's tennis. With 23 Grand Slam singles titles, 4 Olympic gold medals, and decades of dominance, she is widely considered one of the greatest athletes in sports history. But retirement did not mean disappearance or hardship. It meant redirection. Since leaving the professional tour, Serena has focused heavily on her personal life, especially motherhood. She and her husband, Alexis Ohanian, have 2 daughters, and much of her public presence now revolves around family life, parenting, and building a long-term legacy beyond sports. In interviews and appearances, she has openly discussed how different life feels without the strict routine of professional training, travel, and competition. Instead of daily matches and practice sessions, her schedule now centers on family responsibilities, business work, and selective public engagements. One of the most important aspects of her current life is her business and investment work. Serena has built a strong presence in the business world through her venture capital firm, Serena Ventures, which focuses on investing in startups, particularly those founded by women and people of color. This shift shows a deliberate move from athletic dominance to economic and cultural influence. Rather than stepping away from ambition, she has simply changed arenas. She is also active in fashion and media. Serena has long been involved in fashion design and brand collaborations, and she continues to work on projects that reflect her personal style and identity. These ventures keep her visible in public life, though not in the constant spotlight of professional sports. Despite this active lifestyle, online narratives sometimes misinterpret normal post-retirement adjustments as struggles or sadness. In reality, what people often see is a public figure adapting to a slower, more private rhythm after decades of intense competition. For someone who began playing tennis professionally as a teenager and spent over 2 decades at the top of the sport, retirement naturally brings major lifestyle changes. That adjustment can look different from the outside, but it is not inherently negative. Physically, Serena has also been open about the toll professional tennis took on her body, including injuries and recovery periods. Like many elite athletes, she has had to manage long-term physical care after retirement. However, this is not unusual or alarming. It is a normal part of life after a high-impact sports career. She has spoken about healing, recovery, and prioritizing health in a sustainable way rather than pushing through the physical demands of competition. It is also important to recognize that Serena Williams remains highly influential and active in public life. She appears at major events, participates in interviews, supports philanthropic causes, and continues to shape conversations around equality in sports, business, and representation. Her influence did not end when she stopped playing tennis. It simply shifted form. The idea that something hard to watch is happening to her is not supported by credible evidence. Instead, what is happening is a transition from one of the most demanding careers in the world into a multi-dimensional life involving family, business leadership, and cultural influence. In fact, Serena herself has described retirement not as an ending, but as freedom. Freedom to choose how she spends her time, to be present with her children, and to build new ventures without the constant pressure of competition. That perspective is very different from the dramatic framing often used in viral headlines. At this stage of her life, Serena Williams is not fading from relevance. She is evolving beyond sport. Her legacy is already secure in tennis history, but her current chapter is about expansion, not decline. While she is no longer on the court competing for Grand Slam titles, she remains a powerful figure in business, culture, and global influence. So rather than something hard to watch, her present life is better understood as a successful transition from athletic greatness into long-term legacy building, personal growth, and family-centered priorities, on her own terms.